this video, I'll be demonstrating how to create a building from an in-place mass using Revit. So I'll start with a new model. For the template, I'll browse and pick the commercial default. And with any building, the first step is to make sure you have the correct levels. So I'll go to an east elevation. We have a few levels already in here. But I would like to add 5 levels and then a roof. So here's level 1. I'll put my second level at 12 feet. And then I'm going to copy this level line 12 feet up for the next level. So I have level 3, level 4, level 5, and I will rename level 6 the roof level. All right, so my building will be 5 levels tall. Now I'm going to go and create a floor plan for level 4 because I want to have 2 buildings with a little walking path between them. So I'm going to create from the View tab, Floor Plan. I'm creating level 4. Okay, but I'm going to start my buildings from level 1. Level 4 exists. We're going to start with a mass object. Once we have created our mass object, then we're going to create levels with floor objects, a roof object, and some wall objects. So I'm going to the Massing and Site tab, and I'm clicking this button, In Place Mass. So it allows me to create a mass inside of this project. So this says that we need to show the mass in order to work on it. That's good. And you can give the mass a name. I'll call this Twin Tower Office. All right, so you have your basic drawing tools. I will start with rectangles. And I'm on level 1. I'm going to draw my first office tower right here. For this example, I'm not too concerned with the dimensions. I'm just demonstrating the overall concept. And then I'm going to do another tower over here. I think I'm going to go this direction. And I need to get those towers up to level 5, up to the roof actually. So I'm going to go into a 3D view. I'm going to create a 3D view. So in 3D, you see they're just flat rectangles. I have a button here to create a form. I want to create a solid form. And I'll select this first building, create form, solid form. It brings it up to some default level. I'm going to go into the east elevation, and I can use this blue grip to bring it up to the roof level. Then I'll go back into my 3D view. I have my second building, I'll select it, create form, solid form. It brings it up to a default level. I'll go into east elevation, use that blue triangle arrow to bring it up to the roof level. Back into 3D. The reason for using mass objects is because you want some unique geometry. So these are just basic rectangles or boxes. So to convert them to some kind of unique geometry, I'm going to hover over this top edge of the building, press Tab until I get just the top rectangle. When I select that top rectangle, I have access to some modify tools. I'm going to use the rotate tool. I'll pick a starting angle, and then I'll rotate it slightly towards that second building. So you'll see that it twisted the building. I'm going to take the other building and do the same. I'm going to hover over that top face, tab, 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 click, use the rotate button, pick my starting angle, and I'm rotating it towards the first building. Okay, so now I have my two buildings, this side and this side. They're not parallel, but they're facing each other. You can see that both buildings are twisted. All right, so my next idea is to create a walkway on the 4th level. So I'm going to go to the 4th level floor plan. You can see your two buildings there. I'm going to just draw with lines. I want to go from this building across to the other building. I'll use the offset modified tool. I want to offset maybe 10 feet for that walkway. There we go. And then I need to make a closed shape in order to create a solid. So down here, I'm changing my visual style to wireframe. That way I can see the ends of those lines. I need to make sure this line really goes into the building. I'll take some more lines, draw from endpoint to endpoint. And then I need to turn that into a mass. So I'm going to go to my 3D view. You see it's just a flat rectangle. I'm going to use the same method, select the object, create form, solid form. It gives a default height. I'm going to check from a different elevation. I'll do wireframe again. So this solid, I'm going to tab to grab the solid. Actually, I want to tab to grab the top face of the solid. 3D might be better. So if hover, tab, 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 click, I grab the top face. But then if I go to a front view in 3D, I can slide this arrow so it goes from 4th floor to 5th floor. I'm going to go back to 3D rotated. Right, so you can kind of see that we go from one building to the other with this walkway. But to make it one consistent mass object, I'm going to join these shapes. So there's a button in the ribbon here called join. I'm going to join geometry. Pick this building, hold control, pick the walkway, pick the other building, and hit enter. If I switch this to consistent colors, you can see a little bit better how it's just one solid mass. Okay, so now I want to take the mass shape and build a building out of it, right? Buildings have floors, roofs, walls. All right, so at the ribbon, I have finish mass. I'm back into my project. And so in my project, if I select the mass, it's all one piece because I joined it together. We have this button to create mass floors. So at every level, it should create a floor object. You can choose which levels you want. I want all 5 levels. And so there are my floor objects. And just like any other floor object, you can select the floor object here, and you can change the type of floor that you want to use in properties. I'm going to keep the defaults for this demonstration. Next, I want to add a roof to both buildings. So I'm going to go to the Mass and Site tab. We have this button for roof by face, and I want to click the top face of both buildings. And again, you can choose whatever roof type you want from here. I'm just going to do a generic 9-inch roof. Create roof. Look, it's a green roof. Then I need some walls. I'm going to do curtain wall systems. So I'll click curtain system. and I can select the faces that I would like to create curtain walls from. Oops. All right, so I'm grabbing 3 walls on each building. I can choose a curtain wall system, create a system. I'm going to keep the default, enter. So we get some windows on those exterior walls. On the 2 walls that face each other, I'm going to create solid walls. So I'm going to go to massing in site, wall from face, select this wall and this wall. So those are solid. And then for the walkway, I want a curtain wall system on the exterior and on the top. So I'm going to do curtain system, create system, enter. There we go. All right, so we have a floor on each level. We have the walkway in the middle. We have curtain walls. We have a couple of solid walls. And we have this green roof, which maybe I'll switch out for a different roof. Let's see. These are all green. I'm going to do this one, which is not green. Okay, that looks better. So we have our 2 office buildings. Maybe one side's engineering, one side's admin. And there you go. Looks great. CAD Masters offers online and classroom training for a variety of Autodesk software. For more information, go to www.cadmasters.com or give us a call at 925-939-1378.